bit of background info on Rory and his sleep. He has co-slept with me since he was a newborn. That's when you have them in the bed next to you. This was a pretty deliberate decision on my part because I had Arlo, who was 2.5, and I was just terrified of not getting any sleep and then having to deal with a toddler in the day and a baby. So I just put him in the bed next to me and just kind of threw my boob at him when he woke up. And that's pretty much the way things have stayed up until now. He is 2 years old. He doesn't sleep in my bed the whole night. He does sleep in the room with Arlo. They share a room. They both go to sleep in there at about 8 o'clock. Rory will wake up maybe an hour after I've gone to bed at about midnight. If I'm not lucky, he'll wake up at about 10 or 11 and I have to go to bed according to when he wakes up, so I have to kind of reschedule my own bedtime. But the time has come for Rory to sleep all night in his bed, or at least I'm hoping that'll be what happens, because obviously it's not really in my control, it's kind of up to him. The plan is to not let him have any breastfeeds during the night. At the moment I sometimes say no, but most of the time I'm only half awake myself and it just ends up happening. He used to feed a lot, so it would be maybe once every hour and a half, and this was probably up until he was about a year and a half old. But now he's a lot better, and I think most of the time it's maybe twice in the night. I mean, I can't really be certain because I'm not really awake myself most of the time, but I'd say probably on an average night it's twice, and on a bad night it'll be 3 or 4 times. When he does wake up tonight, I'm just going to give him a cuddle and tell him he can't have a feed. He'll get really angry with me and then he's going to have to cry for a little bit, because it's the only way that he's going to decide to give in the end. He'll be crying with me there, cuddling him if he wants me to, or at least he'll be, you know, in my bedroom, so I'm not going to leave him to cry. When we've done this in the past, eventually he does give up, and then he comes and kind of relents and lets me cuddle him, and then we both fall asleep. My worry is my willpower. I don't know whether I've got what it takes to sort of persevere with this, because I mean, you know, that's partly the reason that he still wakes up so much at 2, is because I haven't had the willpower to deal with it. I'm actually planning to wear a bra when I go to sleep tonight, just so that I won't be able to just lift my top up when I'm half asleep and not realise what I'm doing. I've chosen to do this during the summer holidays because we don't have to be anywhere in the morning, so it means even if we're absolutely knackered, we can just have an hour in the morning where we're still in our pyjamas. He's 2, and for me, I feel like he has the understanding now that, you know, he can do this. The boys are actually going to stay with my mum for a long weekend at the end of August, and I kind of said to her that I'd try and get Rory sleeping a bit better than he was the last time he stayed with her. I kind of feel a responsibility there, because although I'm used to having completely crap sleep, I feel like no one else in our extended family should be subjected to that. So it's kind of now or never. We'll see how it goes. So we've done night 1 and it wasn't too bad. It wasn't probably as bad as I thought it might be. I'm actually just quite amazed that I managed to do a whole night without milk. It's never happened before. Rory had 2 wake-ups, one at about 12:30 and one at about 4:30. Both times he was probably awake for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. He was angry, but he wasn't upset, so I never felt bad about that. And obviously he's getting used to falling back to sleep in an entirely different way, so I think that's why it took quite a long time, and hopefully that's something that will get a bit easier as we go along. The goal for the moment is just to have no milk overnight. We're not trying to tackle getting him to sleep in his own bed just yet, although I am kind of hoping that that might fall into place. He is still coming into my bed and he's still having cuddles because that's what's comforting him. I've heard that night 2 and night 3 can get a lot worse, that he might get a lot more stubborn and a lot more frustrated as he realises that this is not going away. Rory was up about 4 times last night, so a little bit more than the night before, but for some reason I don't actually feel as tired today. Although he was up 4 times, it actually took probably only about half an hour each time to settle him back down, so progress on the night before. kind of got high hopes that maybe tonight or tomorrow we might see some longer stretches of sleep from him, because at the moment he's still waking up just as much as he did before we started this. Last night was not so good. On his first wake up, Rory was really angry and took quite a long time to settle. And then he was up at 3, and then he was up at 4, and then he was up at 5, and then Arlo got up for the day at 6 o'clock. It's almost midday. It's the first really sunny day we've had in about 2 weeks, and so far we've done nothing all day. The kids are still in their pyjamas. I've just been feeling really lethargic. I guess I'm feeling a little bit low on motivation at this stage because we've just had night 4, and I was kind of hoping by this point that we might start seeing some longer stretches of sleep from Rory now that he's not having any milk at night. But so far he's just been waking up at the same times he usually does. He's up at 11 or 12, and then it's every 2 or 3 hours after that until the morning. So I'm not gonna lie, it does feel a little disheartening even if I'm being a bit impatient. When we started this I was kind of thinking if I get really lucky it will be a really quick process and he'll get used to it within a few days and he'll be sleeping through, and I'll be like, oh, why didn't we do that sooner? But I have a feeling it's going to be a slightly longer process. It's been about a week and a half, 2 weeks almost, and last night I fed Rory, so today I am really pissed off with myself. I knew what I was doing, but I wasn't really thinking of the consequences of the next day. I've just been really tired because he's been quite restless the last few nights, and Sam was being unresponsive in the bed next to me, so I just thought I'll just feed him, and yeah, now I'm really annoyed about that and I'm hoping it doesn't set us back. Rory, have you been very good boy? Is Mama proud of you?
No, it's all done.
It has been a whole month since I started weaning Rory at night time. I'm going to talk about a few of the things we've noticed and the changes that have happened since doing this. He's eating a lot more in the daytime. He was always a bit of a snacky eater, but since cutting down on his milk intake he's been trying new things, eating more proper meals, which is really nice to see. He's quicker to settle at night. When he woke up it used to take about an hour and a half to get him back to sleep, and now it's probably maybe half an hour, maybe a little bit less, so that's brilliant. In just 1 month my cycle has increased a whole 5 days to 26 days in total. I'm not going to go into it here, but I will link below to a blog post where I've written about why my short cycles are a bit of an issue for me. My quality of sleep has increased. I was only ever half asleep when I'd be feeding Rory at night, so I feel like now I get a much deeper quality of sleep. So the bad news, he's still waking just the same amount as he was before we started weaning him at night. So that hasn't improved at all, although he is so much easier to settle now, and Sam and other family members have had a lot more luck trying to settle him. He's no longer getting worked up into hysterics if he can't come into me immediately. He's letting other people help him get back to sleep, so that's really good. We've actually just bought Rory a single bed, and we're going to upgrade him from his cot to the single bed, and I think that's going to make things a lot easier in terms of phase 2 of getting him to sleep through the night and helping him settle in his own bed. So the plan is that when he wakes up I will come into him and help him sleep in his bed rather than him coming into my bed, and hopefully over time he's going to get used to sleeping longer stretches in his own bed. That's going to become the new normal, and yeah, maybe we'll see him sleeping longer stretches, hopefully. In 1 month we've cut down from 3 night feeds and about 3 day feeds to no night feeds at all, and 1 day feed, maybe 2 if he's feeling under the weather. Apart from the first couple of days where we were all quite sleep deprived, the whole thing has been relatively stress free, and there's been absolutely no anxiety for Rory. He's been fine. I often think I won't talk about extended breastfeeding because it must just seem like such a hassle, and people are probably thinking, why on earth would you choose to do that? So I wanted to talk a bit about the positive sides of our experience. The whole time we only ever do what works best for our family, and really it boils down to what's easiest at that time. Breastfeeding for me has been that. It's kind of my parenting technique. It just makes everything easier, and it's very much my lazy option. In my experience, after the first year, extended breastfeeding gets a lot easier. It's not a responsibility for me. I don't really even think about it. I still get to go out and have boozy evenings with my friends. I go on holidays without the children thanks to my breast pump. It's all just normal and simple and easy. Having had 2 children now, in my experience, I do think that extended breastfeeding and co-sleeping particularly isn't the best method of getting a child to sleep through the night. It does sometimes, you know, encourage wake-ups, but we've always kind of gone into it knowing that, and knowing that that's how we want to do it. And it's just like with anything in parenting, if something's not working, you change it up at that point, and that's what we've been doing now with the night weaning. If anyone else has night weaned and has some useful tips, please let me know. I think it'd be really good if we could make this a resource for parents who might be watching and thinking about embarking on this themselves.